Doing NBA player props here on PrizePicks for Wednesday, December 7th. Before I get started, there's a link in the description below to sign up for PrizePicks, or you can use promo code TUFF to sign up. PrizePicks will match 100% of your first deposit by using that link in the description or using promo code TUFF. There's also a Discord link in the description, main server completely free, as well as Patreon link where I do post all the plays here that I'm making on PrizePicks for each given sport that I do play. We still do currently have the Justin Herbert free square here on PrizePicks, 0.5 pass yards here going on Sunday night game this Sunday. So again, not yet signed up for PrizePicks. Link in the description or promo code TUFF to sign up and get in on this action here. But let's get into it. We have a much bigger NBA slate today. NBA Tuesdays yesterday have just been continuously, like, the lines have been super tight. Only 3 games on the slate, so obviously they have more time and are a little more dedicated to making those lines as tight as they are. So again, keep that in mind here. But yeah, I'm giving 2 props today. I think we have 10 games on the slate today, maybe 10, 11 games on the slate today, maybe. I'm giving 2 props here that I do like. Let me know in the comments below afterwards if you guys like these props. Again, I'm not a gambling expert. It's not financial advice. These are just plays I'm personally looking at making. Hopefully give you guys some insight and analysis to make your own player prop decisions here. Take the information I give you, combine it with your own information you've gathered, and then make your decisions based on that. But let's get into it. Today I got 2 superstars, 2 absolute just high usage stud players that I just feel like I'm trying to target more superstars as of late, just because, you know, like I talked about in the previous video, if the superstar doesn't cash their prop, they just either shot bad or the game was a blowout. So, you know, it's a little bit less, I guess, devastating to us, you know, when these props don't hit, if they do. So the first one I'm gonna go with is gonna be Trae Young, and I know Trae Young really did us dirty the other day with his. I think I had his fantasy score. He played horrible. I think I had his first half fantasy score. He played horrible, but his assists have been really, really strong lately. So I'm gonna go over 9 assists for Trae Young. He said this in his last 4 games: 14-10, 14-10. 4 of his last 5 more specifically. He gets a matchup tonight with the New York Knicks here in New York. 231s over under. Knicks are 2-point home favorites. Again, still no John Collins and DeAndre Hunter, which I think has kind of helped him become a little bit more of a playmaker, just with those other kind of shooting and scoring threats on the court. He needs to be a little bit more of a playmaker. We've seen kind of DeJounte Murray become more of a scorer. But first off, the Knicks, if we go to power forwards here, point guards, the Knicks give up the second most assists to point guards in the NBA at 9.6 assists. So a great matchup here for Trae Young. Second most assists that the Knicks give up to point guards, 9.6 assists. His line is set at 9 here. And Trae Young on the season, if we take a look at his game log, like I said, 4 of his last 5, but really we're looking at 6 of his last 8. Even down here, 2 pushes in a clear here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of his last 11, he's had 9 assists or better here. And tonight he gets a matchup against the Knicks, who, you know, he's got a history with, pretty big history. You know, the Knicks hate him, and he's playing in Madison Square Garden, so he's probably going to get a ton of minutes in this game. I don't know really what happened. Most sports books also do have this line set at 9.5. Consensus is 9.5. It's plus 106 on the over of 9.5. So again, we are getting a little bit of a discount here at 9 on PrizePicks. So I'm gonna take the over here. I think we're looking at bare minimum a push. I just think Trae Young, if we take a look at I think, let me see, what was it, his let's take a look really quickly at NBA potential assists, because his potential assists have been going crazy. Like, I think over his last, let's just sort this by the last 5. I think he's like leading the NBA. Yeah, 20.8 potential assists over his last 5 for Trae Young. 20.8 last 5 games. Or I guess he's played 4 games of the last 5 games for the Hawks, because he missed that 1 game. But 20.8 potential assists is insane. All we need is 10. So, like, literally, he's essentially 21 potential assists a game. We need half that for those assists to cash. So Trae Young, I'm going back to him here. 9, I think it's a little bit of a discount here. I'll take the over on that one. And then the second player prop here that I'm looking at is going to go back to where I was with this one here. But anyways, the second player prop here that I'm taking is going to be the boy Giannis. I'm taking his over 30.5 points here in what I expect to be a really high scoring game. So he's hit this 4 of his last 5, right? It's Giannis. We've taken him, I think we took him against the Lakers, and that cash pretty easily hit 40. but literally has had 30 or more points over his last 5 games here. Chris Middleton being out, now he's back, I think is only kind of helping Giannis. I believe Chris Middleton's going to play this game, probably, or expected to play this game. Yeah, it's looking like they're going to have their full lineup. But if you take a look, I mean, there's no one that's on this Kings team that's going to be able to guard Giannis. 236.5 over under, highest spread on the day, I believe. We do have some pretty high spreads overall. I mean, it's Indiana Pacers game, Minnesota is 235.5, but 236.5. That's a very high scoring game in my opinion. I think this could easily go over. But take a look at this. I mean, the odds here, Caesars has this minus 148 for over 30.5 points. Minus 138. Underdog, I think, has this line at 31.5. So again, we could see this line bump up. I think this has a chance to bump up here. The Kings on the season giving up the 7th most points in the paint, where we already know Giannis loves to operate 52.6 points in the paint. And over the last 10 games, the Kings are number 1 in pace and second in the NBA in total possessions. So this is going to be a fast-paced game here. Extremely fast-paced game. Kings number 1 in pace over the last 10 games. 104.45 pace. The Bucks are right in the middle, so 100. So it's not like the Bucks are a super slow-paced team. But the Kings number 1 in pace, second in the NBA in possessions over the last 10 games. So I expect a lot of possessions, a lot of back and forth here. The Kings have just been in shootouts, it seems like, all season, either shootouts or blowouts. But I mean, the Bucks are a great team, so I don't expect the Bucks to get blown out at home here. Obviously, hopefully the Kings can stay in the game. But Giannis, 30.5 points, heavy. Look at this, minus 148 on the over for Caesars. I think the consensus is let's see, for the points for Giannis. It's the betting pros, by the way, guys. Shout out betting pros. Let's see. For the points, yeah, consensus is minus 102 for over 131.5. So again, discount here on PrizePicks currently. Right here, you can see taking the over on this one in a super fast-paced game. A ton of possessions. No one on the Kings can really guard him. Again, only risk here for both these plays, really. I mean, I think Trae Young could get minimum 9 assists. Giannis at 30.5 points, consensus is minus 102 on 31.5. So, again, potential risk is obviously blowout here. And then I guess for Trae Young, just him being more of a scorer. But nonetheless, these two props here I'm riding with today. Trae Young over 9 assists, Giannis over 30.5 points. Again, I think both these lines have a chance to bump up at least one. Or Trae Young maybe to 9.5, Giannis to 31.5. Drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.